let's figure out what the hell is going on with the GShade business. So let's click on one of the top 3 videos and see what up. Also, hang on, I need to probably make sure to unmute it. Like always, chat, guard your yield, be prepared, and let's hop into the what the hell going on.
Hey guys, it's me, Maconn, and today I'm going to talk about the GShade incident that happened. I don't know if I want to call it drama. This kind of scares me when it comes to somebody who, you know, obviously has a computer and uses tools.
Yeah, but
and
malware
tool
not...
is able to use privileges on your computer
not drama.
and able to do certain things that you did not tell to do. That is scary. We're going to go into the whole GShade incident today, and if you're listening to me talk right now, I highly, highly recommend you uninstall GShade as soon as possible, because what I'm about to tell you may scare you. It scared me. So let's talk about what exactly is GShade. So if you're pretty much unfamiliar with GShade is essentially a tool that allows you to make it so you put shaders into your game and make it look better. So think, you know, Skyrim mods, EMB, injector type stuff. And GShade's one of the...
Also, since it will go up on YouTube as a separate video, also PSO2NGS are using it for screenshots.
Most popular tools out there. Now, a tool that was, I guess, beloved by the community for the most part is suddenly under fire, and it is not looking hot because of what I'm about to tell you right now. And before we get into that, you know, some people may argue of, is it okay to use shaders? I did find this post way back in 2013 talking about, is it okay to put, you know, EMB injectors, shaders into 14? And pretty much what I found from this post was like an employee who at the time, I'm going to say Robert because his name I cannot say, I'm sorry Robert. But essentially, he said here that we won't do anything to basically restrict you guys from using that tool, and we don't really think that it really violates our agreement, but pretty much just use it at your own risk, essentially. In a way, he's kind of saying
pretty much how Sega been treating it.
EMB injectors are okay to use, but you know, this is back in 2013, so
or
things
more
have changed
so,
since then. And,
more so
hey,
as
that's
Sega
my birthday.
Yeah.
But who knows if these tools are okay to use, and
exist.
a lot of people are pretty much using this kind of thing to pretty much defend, like, it's okay to use shaders. Before I get into the whole entire GShade thing, I want to point out right now that this is some of the things that GShade was doing that wasn't really cool. It was really obnoxious, and essentially, a few days ago, people were discovering that, hey, you would get this obnoxious message if you didn't do things correctly, and it affected gameplay. Imagine playing 14, and one of the updates for GShade pretty much has an annoying message as you're playing the game, and it had like, what, 1,000 likes? Wow, like a lot of people saw this entire thing. And pretty much, if you see this pop up, it's really obnoxious and it's really annoying. So prior to what's happening today, people were not happy with GShade with their updates, and they're just like, what the hell's going on over there? And today, it got worse. Right here, Perchbird found out that if you try to install, you know, GShade under certain conditions, it can actually restart your entire computer without your permission. Yeah, just like that. So, without your permission, it can restart your entire system. And that is frightening, because what else can this thing do if you pretty much didn't give it permission to do so? So what's happening right here is D's Shade, which is pretty much, I think, created by Perch, just to kind of do an example of this. But basically, it's trying to build off of GShade and basically try to install it. But I guess because GShade is detecting D's Shade, it's doing the reset. And this is not cool, because pretty much imagine a program able to restart your computer, or even do worse. The creator of GShade, Mara, pretty much came out and said, yeah, I put that in there because of another person's program. So going over it, there's like a whole message, but pretty much, so what's going on here is that Mara, who is pretty much like a developer for GShade, came out and admitted to, yeah, we put this in here because this will trigger when GShade installer detects anything that is like basically not a part of GShade, or like a third-party tool, essentially. And he pretty much said that this is a lesson to you, Knight, that, you know, we could have put anything else in that payload, but we chose to make it restart somebody's computer. And essentially, anybody who's using your tool in conjunction with ours, you're responsible for making this whole entire restart thing trigger, or any other payload that we put in there. Not only...
Okay, that is... Okay, what out the gate here? It, like... That feels like more of like a threat along the line of, you know, you only use all or else. So in return, in, you know, making another party program not working, but then on top of that, also technically by restarting the PC, is also wasting the time and punishing, you know, the person who is actually using it. Instead of just giving a very simple, like, error method of just being like, hey, this is not compatible, please uninstall this, or do not run it at the same time. But no, no, they are literally forcing the restart on purpose. I see. This is like one of them cases of like probably resetting and obviously not the way to go. Which in return is like so far. So far it doesn't seem totally like malware, obviously. But that does seem like a very drafted look what I can control type of deal. And in return could become, as stated here with the payload, could in return turn into something way more if that person see fit to it for whatever reason, which alone is terrifying.
Not only that, but in the last paragraph, he says, I chose a restart specifically because I wanted something that was still completely harmless, but slightly more noticeable than a quick process kill. This is very concerning, because this is Marat pretty much saying, hey, I could have put anything else inside there and pretty much messed somebody's computer up, and it would have been all your fault, Knight. This is scary, because I don't know about you guys, but I am not a big fan of anybody ever doing anything on my computer without my permission, because a lot of people are obviously taking notice in their sense.
Yeah, because like I said, literally an element that should have been device. Like actually do something liquidy and then coding it to do it. This is bad.
Like pretty much, hey, like we could have put anything inside there, but you know, putting a restart, that'll show you, that'll teach you a lesson tonight. And that is really scary because obviously you shouldn't have any program that does that without your permission because, you know, we want to use programs on our computer and have the idea that they're not doing anything malicious behind our backs and without our permission. So this is a message from a developer who pretty much pointed out how, like, it's really dangerous how a program is using administrative privileges to perform installations, and that's not something that, you know, users should be able to let, you know, people do freely. They pointed out how pretty much, like, how they've been doing this for a living for years, and this is very concerning, and to anyone who's using GShade right now, find an alternative immediately, because this...
Also not counting, it, like, the developer themselves can, you know, have that type of level of control. Also doesn't help if that program, I guess I shouldn't say if, but more when someone else find exploits in it to use it as a backdoor to then operate stuff on your behalf. So in return, any, you know, well, let's say the original creator have that power, but not going to use it for evil, doesn't mean that now that this is known, or have been known, once again, always could have been, would stop someone else for, you know, using it because of how, obviously, how much control is over the PC with GShade.
This is not acceptable behavior. So why is this all happening? Well, essentially, Marat is, you know, developer of GShade. He's basically not happy with a user.
Yes, GShade, the main reason we also talk about that, because obviously they talk about it overall as well as for Final Fantasy. But the thing is about GShade, GShade is like the main program a lot of PSO2 content creators use for screenshots. So this is, especially since the screenshot community for PSO is so massive and pretty much everyone uses it, this is a big thing for PSO as well and the screenshot community. So I would attempt to download and decided not to, as I don't like using mod. Yeah, the thing is about that, I will see them. Like, for me, like, I looked at it. I never downloaded it, but I looked on the website and looked at, like, tutorials and stuff. And the only reason I didn't download it is because with Sega being so, like, ban happy, if no one got banned as of now from it, to my knowledge, I just did not want to touch it because I don't trust Sega with it, which obviously kind of made the right decision by not downloading it, obviously.
Called Not Night, and how they're essentially using a tool and creating a tool they are not happy with at GShade. So Not Night created GSHADE, which is a really funny name, I like that. Essentially what it allows you to do is set up Reshade, a pretty much alternative to GShade, but allowing you to put the GShade presets into Reshade. So basically you're taking some assets from GShade and using it in the rival alternative program. They don't like this. GShade's not a big fan of that because obviously they want you to use GShade, not another program. So they're not happy with that. And that,
which the question here is, isn't GShade free? I think it's free, right?
That led to the whole entire reason as to why this whole entire thing with GShade being able to restart your computer because they just didn't want you to use another person's tool. Yeah. And, you know, going back to the original post, this is scary because GShade revealed that they can do more than just restart your computer, and that's scary because you shouldn't allow a program to do that unless you want it to do that. And the fact that they can do worse is very concerning. So the fact that GShade came out here and is like, yeah, we can do this, that's not the play you want to do. And in fact, going back to the original message here, this is funny because this is towards Knight, right? And Knight even had to say, I hate to tell you this, but including malware in your code and saying I was the one triggering it is not the big brain play you think it is. Honestly, not Knight is a gangster, dude. I think that's really funny that they said that. If you're wondering what the response is, I think literally a few hours later, Mara came out to say that, like, hey guys, my B. We removed that function. You won't restart your computer, and going forward, you know, we won't do this shit ever again, essentially. I think it's too late. Personally, I think it's way too late.
Because there's two things. First of all, yes, it's way too late at that point. Second of all, like, any if they said they are removing it, just knowing they did it in the foreplay, like, kill, like, any amount of trust to any use the program. Because this is something meaning, like, they designed the program to be able to do this, and just because they turn off the option for it to do it, doesn't mean that, you know, they obviously won't put it back on later on down the road if they wanted to. Because at that point, like, this whole thing is just too much of a worry and if and but, and once again, like I talked about earlier, not counting if someone else can take advantage to, you know, get into your machines as well. Because obviously, you know, by programming this is, I'm pretty sure it's not exactly, what's the best way to put it, the professional thing to do in designing a third-party application. Just saying. Yeah, we'll not go nowhere near it now, Gary. Yeah, because it literally is just like at that point is when one touch they were a 10-foot pole for, like, no matter what they say. Like, yeah, you probably better off at that point, you know, learning Photoshop, learning GIMP, learning Clip Studio, learning, you know, whatever program you want to use it. Like, don't get me wrong, at night that you could do it in-game, but at that point, it not worth the amount of trust that just got lost here. Exactly, it literally is just GShade or villain arc now, 100%.
I think that the fact that you're able to reveal that, yeah, we could do this to anyone's computer and we can do worse is very frightening. And I don't like that. So the fact that you guys are coming out and apologizing, it's too late because you revealed your hand and what you can do, and I am just like, yo, my man. No, this is a big yikes. It's a big yikes for GShade community. And that's where we are right now. So basically, GShade has issued, like, this pretty much an apology for pretty much what happened. And going forward, they're like, hey, we won't do this ever again, but I think they already betrayed the trust of everybody.
Absolutely.
It's so funny, in fact, that other people have made their own tools right here, where pretty much this person created a tool to allow you to essentially unhook GShade, copy its shaders, and then rehook it to reshade instead. So shit. People are not happy with GShade, and for all the right reasons, and I agree. So essentially, that is the...
So literally the program is being gutted right now and used by other people. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned here, you know, the few things that work really good, you know, along as they didn't go out and copyright the stuff and whatnot. Fun times ahead in court, and I'm pretty sure not going to work in them favor.
The GShade incident and pretty much the whole entire situation summed up to this moment right now. If you choose to continue using it, just know what you're getting yourself into. People are using GShade for the longest time, and... Yeah,
100% got an ego, because it's like... Yeah, like the dude you were fighting with pointed out, like, that's something you don't want to say. Because, you know, that is like an open threat that literally hurt your, technically, consumer base. And just, like, thinking you top dog enough to say that and to get away with that? either that a giant ego or the portable GSHADE is so horribly dumb that it's not even funny. It's one or the other at that point.
Like the fact that this happened today, that is not good. And I would say going forward, I don't know what GSHADE can do to pretty much build reputation and trust again, but good luck to them.
Yeah, they done.
For anybody out there, find alternatives. I highly recommend that. And I would have to say that is the end of today's story. I got nothing to say other than this is like a huge PR mess for GSHADE. But yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today, and I hope you guys have a good one. And I will see you guys, hopefully not on the restart side of GSHADE taking over your computer. Anyways, have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I think they done. I feel like, because like I said, the video was literally posted 3 hours ago. This is bad, man. Like on a PR front, on a cocky front, like on a user bait front, and like nothing about this is good or can be repelled easily. Like at that point, the program's just done. Oh yeah, this is absolutely getting torn into a video CM, because this affects the PSO community as much as it does the Final Fantasy 14 community. Like, absolutely. So, I get coming out of that, like, man, I'm so happy I never use GSHADE now. I get we don't gotta worry about Sega banning you guys now. I get that good, but I get with that, like I said, that video, I'm gonna put the video up as a separate video because, my God. So if you watching it after the fact over on YouTube as I almost knocked up on my desk, be sure to do the thumbs up, make sure to subscribe. And hopefully that video we post over on YouTube won't be nearly as depressing. Hopefully. But I will edit after post. Big thank you everybody supporting Patreon, YouTube, Twitch. Thank you. If you want your name listed here, subscribe here on Twitch, patreon.com/Maconn. Or joining membership over on YouTube. Any of you guys on Twitch don't see nothing, I'm gonna pretend like the list is here, chat. I'm gonna pretend, but nonetheless, I get for people on YouTube. See you in the comments, I guess. What the hell, chat? And also a party method. I'm with you, CM, and don't forget about that. Wanna be malware, intently wanna be malware, or it's kinda. Either way, don't download GSHADE. Don't do it. And jazz. Don't forget about the jazz.